Welcome back to Ribbon Candy Hooking. I'm Deanna.
This is Baby.
And how about you?
And that's me.
And this is my buddy Teddy, who you might know. Teddy's with me today in the studio, and we are commiserating about how much I mess stuff up. Do I mess stuff up a lot? Like I mess up my projects a lot, don't I? I'm not overly fond of the project I'm working on. I'm going to see how I can turn it around, but I do love the technique I'm using. So let's see how it goes. Teddy, you weren't here when I did this, but I cut out some leaves as stencils. You know what stencils are? Seriously, you don't know what stencils are?
No.
Seriously? Okay. It's like when you cut something out and you trace around it. So you like use it, you can use it over and over. It's like a shape, right? It's like a finite shape. So, you want to see what I was working on? This is what I was working on. Let's put this stuff over here for the moment. I'll put it on my lap. Baby really wants to see Teddy today. There we go. She hungry for some love from you, huh? And from me. Okay. All right.
Good.
So, I was working on this, and I'll show you what I was doing, Ted. So the other day, it's upside down for you. The other day, I had the frames out, and I was looking at stuff for this is Hocus Pocus month here at work. We're Hocus Focus month. We're focusing on all these different techniques. So I took this out, and I was doing some stuff with stencils and giving some people ideas for using those spools that I have. And I did a bunch of drawings, and I thought, well, let me try all of them a little bit. So I've been working on a couple of different things, and this is what I was working on. It actually is two-sided, isn't it? I was actually working on this last night and a little bit this morning, and I really dislike it. But what I do like, it's patterned with a bunch of leaves, and some of them have faces and some of them don't. So it's pretty much a guarantee at this point that I will take them apart because, did you notice, can you notice that two of the leaves have faces? Can you show me? So, well, I mean the ones that I already hooked. Oh, you can tell? Can you see the faces? Siri, can you see the faces? Because I feel like the faces are bad. I feel like they're awful. Like it's just, there's not enough contrast. This is one here. This one that, baby drooled all over my hands. This is an oak leaf, so I haven't shaped the background yet. Now you're giving me second thoughts about whether I can sort of retrieve it. And this is another one whose face isn't super well articulated, but I had just kind of used these and put them around with some other stencils. You know, this one is this one. But I don't know. But you know what I do like? Can you tell what I'm using to hook them? Can you tell what material that is?
Fabric.
Yeah, but what kind of fabric? Does it remind you of anything? I don't think it would remind you of anything. I don't know that, Teddy, I don't know that you've ever seen anybody wearing a tie in this age of COVID. It's like silk ties. Because I have so many silk ties. I have so many that it's criminal. So I took out my silk ties. Let's look at what was going on here. So it is super fun hooking with silk ties, right? So that's the takeaway. I love the hooking with the silk ties because all I do is I just cut them open, right? I just cut them open and I take the lining out, the padding out, and I just cut it into just the silk, obviously, right? I just cut it about half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Depends on the thickness of the tie too. But I picked out ties that I thought were nice colors. Like this is actually, this is this one. That's pretty clear, right? I hate the face. The face has to go. At least the face has to go. The face is so stupid. That one too. It's stupid. So the face is going to go, but maybe I can still make it work with the ties. Can you tell that this is that material there? And this is actually this one. So I only used a little bit of each tie to get that much. Tired?
Yeah.
To get that much going on. And this one is, I wonder if I have, oh no, that one's this one. And there's a lot more of it too. You can see how that's the same pattern. Right, so I'm still thinking about hooking with ties is great. It's just, I drew this design on camera last week and I still like the design. I don't really like the faces. I might do something else with it. Or maybe I should have hooked the ties in the background. Maybe that's what I should have done. That might be better actually, because if I hook, the busyness of the prints is I think what's making the faces not look that good. So for example, let's just do this because you know I'm not going to be at peace with this and I'm not going to sleep if we leave this in. You want to pull that one out for me? Let's say we're going to put the ties in the background. I think that might work better because do it gently. I think you are doing it gently. That was someone else speaking through me. I think what I need to do, because you can see under here the little faces emerging. I'm going to get rid of the features too. So this is a big part. If you're a beginner hooker, this is a big part of life, right? Pulling stuff out. I can probably rehook these ties a little bit. But as you can see, I think there is like a little pumpkin face under here, and it hardly shows the way that things are going. Do nice and gentle, because I really like that tie. Actually, that one's coming out better. See how this one didn't fare too well? Luckily, I've got a lot of tie left. But I think I'm going to like this pattern a lot more.
But what happened to these holes right here?
Oh, they're just stretched out. They're stretched out because they were hooked. You can leave the lips. Leave the lips. I might return to that face. You can leave it. Whatever you want. And this is going to come out too. This is the other tie I was working on, and it was this pattern, which was kind of fun.
Oh, you want me to pull the other one out?
Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know if I'll be able to reuse these. I might see if I can trim the edges out. This one was a bit flyaway to begin with, but silk ties are, right? They're like, this is silk or rayon or something, but it really wants to unravel and fray. So, you know, one of the benefits of hooking with a tie, whether it's a silk tie or rayon tie, synthetic or wool or whatever.
Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought this was a dead bug.
No, it's just a piece
little
of thread.
black string. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's scary.
You know, it makes a nice pattern. It packs really well. It looks really nice when it's hooked up. So what I think I'm going to do to revive, just the eyes on this one, to revive the pattern is I think I'm going to put my silk tie stuff in the background, the blues in the background. And I think I might get rid of the ties that are multi. Like maybe I'll use, where's this one? Wherever this one is. It's got a lot of blues. I might look for my ties that are just lighter blues, like this kind of family. And hook it in the background, very kind of hit or miss style. And then maybe I'll make the leaves traditional leaf colors, like the oranges, right? This is one of the ones I used. I was using a lighter color palette, and that was what I was really having fun with. And then things, that might work too for the background. I think that will work. But, you know, it's like, it is literally all hit or miss, isn't it? Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. So for me, that was a huge miss, but it doesn't mean that I need to abort the pattern. It just means that what I was doing wasn't working. And
I'd love to actually wear one of these ties, like this one.
Yeah? I don't know if I know how to make a tie. Do you know how?
Yeah, here, try and, no, do not. Can someone try to use?
Well, I mean, I don't want it to hang you with it. That was not a funny reference at all. That was not a funny reference at all.
No, yeah.
Should we, like,
no,
just like this? There we go. Good enough, right?
Good enough, hey.
Looking good. So I'm going to try this again. We'll see. But maybe you followed this pattern with me, and maybe you've got something better going already. I do love playing with these ties, and I am going to give it another shot because I thought this was a really cute pattern, and I really love the faces. I love the possibilities. I might limit the colors. One other thing I wanted to say, in case you are new to this, I'm obviously mixing it with strips, right? So I had a few strips out, was mixing it up with some of my favorite strip colors. One of the things I did want to tell you is when you open up your tie, right, you've always got this piece of lining, and sometimes there's more lining here in the tail, right, just a little bit. But I always keep those linings. This was inside one of them. I always keep it because when I put this into a dye bath, into like hot water, right, it doesn't have to be boiling, just hot on the stove, particularly with a little bit of synthropol, loosening it up or whatever, or citric acid activating what you put in there with it, it really wants to release all of the dye that's in here. It's a crazy amount of dye that's in just small pieces of lining fabric. They're synthetic. But it's incredible how the water will fill with dye because these are saturated with color. So I never throw those out. And I was thinking about using possibly my pink, this is like a peony, or I was fooling around with multicolors in this one, dipping it.
Itchy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Sorry, it wasn't on properly. I don't know if you noticed. It wasn't quite right. It looked a little different than like most businessmen. So we'll see how it goes. I think that this color family of oranges and pinks will work really well with these blues. So I think just what I'm going to do is literally turn my frown upside down like these leaves and just reverse the hooking. Put all of the silk tie stuff in the background and use the pinks and the oranges for the foreground and see how it goes.
So should I just pull the rest of this
Yeah, go
out?
ahead, pull the rest of it out. Why not? I'm completely,
satisfying.
it has upset me to the point where like I can't even look at it. So it's better if you just pull it out. So we will come back to it at some point in the future. Be checking out our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And I'm going to get...
string.
It is. That's a long one because I cut it right up the tie. We'll see if we can retrieve this. If you're working on any of the designs that came out with the Advent calendar or any of the videos that I've been putting out during Hocus Focus month, let us know and send some pictures in for gallery night, right? We have gallery night every week. And let me know if you are doing better than I am with impromptu projects. I just put stuff on my lap and I think, oh, it's going to be great. And it hardly ever is great. I really have to work at it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think we got the formula right. You think this is going to work? Blue in the background and orange leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds better.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Your words to God's ears, right? Let's see what happens. We will see you next time at Ribbon Candy Hooking.